Welcome back to Project Ozone 3. Today we're going to get started replacing a very old part of our base, the mob farm. The reason why in the next update we're going to be getting rid of the anti-barrel apparently, this thing. Happens to be quite useful for filtering out various stuff that won't stack, but over time, since I first started the game, when it first came out, the amount of drops that you get out of here is relatively minimal. This used to be full of different armors and stuff, so we don't really need this anymore because there's only, there's the ender bow, the ender and the dark bow, I should say, and then there's pretty much other stuff. So we can get regular filters really just to filter those into trash and get everything else pouring out. But this sort of approach to mob farming, well, it's sort of old and sort of blah. Why don't we improve that somewhat? We're going to need to do a few things. First of all, we need to create a drop shaft, not because we need them to get damaged. It's only going to be a very short drop shaft in that we're going to be spawning stuff and letting them drop down. Which means to spawn them, we're going to need blocks maybe up the middle that's going to be spawning them, and then, we're going to need vertical space to do that. So, a drop shaft is going to be fine. In fact, they're not going to get damaged at all by this fall because they're going to be hitting a portal at the bottom. And the portal is going to take them to, well, the real place where they're going to have a bit of a bad time. Let's put it that way. The first thing I'm going to need to build is basically rooms for that. So I'm going to just start up this thing again that's making white concrete for us. I've just connected our sand and our gravel system. And that does mean we should be getting... Yeah, we have some sand and gravel in here, so we should just be able to make white concrete powder. Yeah, white concrete powder. And let's just create quite a bit of it. Yeah, before I run out of bone meal. Bones. Yeah, we could pulverize them. More efficient to pulverize them, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Let's just put that away for a second, and then more white concrete powder. Okay, plenty of that available for future, and it'll just get automatically converted quite slowly, but still converted without me doing anything. What are we going to do? What are we going to build this chamber out of? Well, we're going to use Draconic Evolution. That was the wrong thing to press. Draconic Evolution, and we're going to use that to create the portal. So for Draconic Evolution, Draconic... You're going to need some draconium dust. So I've already started some stuff being processed. You'll see it's going through there. We've got like 300,000 draconium ingots. So, there's no real problem with that. And we are going to make then some of these blocks. Draconium infused obsidian. Okay, so we want to sort of think about, well, do we have enough blaze powder for this? Let's just see if we can make a full stack. Yeah, most of a stack. And that's just because we were out of obsidian, because I didn't hook up the obsidian system, so I can just grab it from there. 55 should be enough, I think, but we can always make more if we need to. Back to Draconic again. And we're going to need the equivalent of, well, that's the portal block itself. What's the block name? I can never remember it. It's the one that goes with this draconium-infused obsidian to form a portal. You can just place a dislocator like this into the thing, and... I'm missing the portal block. Let me find it one sec. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Dislocator receptacle. Knew it was something like that. So we're going to need a couple of draconic cores. That's going to be straightforward. And a couple of you. Let's just grab another one there. There we go. So we just need two. And a couple of dislocators. And then you're going to have to build a room around those. Okay, so 2 chambers. This one is just for creating various mobs that I want, and I can just basically move anything that I already have for individual mobs over here. And this one is a kill box, just like the one in our original base, except that we're going to be just sending stuff into here quite cleanly. No need to just pipe stuff in or put anything in here whatsoever. In fact, what we actually want to do is make it so that stuff will spawn in here sort of back here. So we're going to take a dislocator, and we're going to shift right click to just link it. Good. And we can go through our ineffable glass, and then in here we just need to, well, not while I'm stood there. Well, you'll see why in a second. So in this, the dislocator pedestal, we want to basically put that there. Okay, and we've got an active portal, meaning that if I jump in here, I pop into the other room. Good. Now we can also take the same approach by just basically doing the same thing with another dislocator. And anything we want into this kill box now is easy. We just need to create another portal, and that's what I'll probably do with the original mob farm. So we'll just make it so that instead of getting pushed into front of that mob basher, we'll just send them into the kill box. The downside to doing this, however, if you want to do this, is that I don't think it actually gathers any of the player XP or anything like that. In fact, I'm not even sure if it generates player XP. I'll actually have to look into that. Which means that you won't get the mob essence to be able to run the duplicator. So if you want that, we can obviously change that later. It's not too big a change, but you will need something different perhaps to kill stuff or collect stuff. We'll see. Let's get this going first of all. So to get it going, we may as well look at... where did I put the powered spawner? Have I put it in the system? Powered spawner? No, I must have put it somewhere. 1 second, let me cover that. Okay, I found my powered spawner. It was over in the blood magic area over there. So we're going to just move it over here. It is a zombie spawner, so it's ideal. It's a nice little spawner. And I put it here free floating in the middle of this chamber with our portal below it. So I've put a coil on the back. I'll just keep it powered. It's just slightly more compact than putting, a long line of conduit down. And here we're going to just need to set up a wireless way of doing this. Now, I haven't done wireless in this pack, but I have done it before. So you just need to put some blocks like that. We're going to grab a receiver, redstone receiver that is, from RFTools, RF transmitter, also from RFTools, and we're just going to put a block down like that. You'll see it's pointing down. You can then remove these blocks. I've got this on normal rather than fast, just so I don't accidentally destroy walls. That has happened in the past. And then you're just going to take a redstone transmitter and you're just going to shift right click on it. No, actually, I'm not. Just right click it's supposed to be, sorry. There we go. Are these linked yet? No, it's on -1. Right click. Yep, there we go. So channel set to 2. And so both of these are now set to 2. You see at the top of the screen, channel 2. This one is channel 2. So basically this will send RF to, wireless, redstone I should say, not RF, to the powered spawner once we turn it on. So for example, we could put it, let's say here, and we could then just grab a lever, put you there. And this is now our zombie on button, trigger button, I think. Should be on. Channel 2. Are you out of power? Oh, you are on. Yep, it just needs time to actually before it spawns the next set, I think. Well, there they go. So, yes. You get the idea. They hit the portal, get flung across the hall and into our kill room, which immediately gets killed. Yes. But they also drop loot in there, so we're going to need to handle loot. And also now, if we want any other things to drop into that kill room, we can. For example, we're going to go head back across to our cursed earth spawner. Here we are. You remember this area, don't you? Yeah, we had everything pushing into our mob masher. So instead, we're going to just be able to, I think I need to act and be accessible, but we're going to be able to put this around. I think I'm going to put it... I'm not going to be able to get out of here when I do this finally. So let me just put in this and here, like this. And then I think I just want to replace this floor a little bit. Just with white concrete, just from an aesthetic point of view. There we go. And we're going to complete the area here. Okay, so we're now going to be able to generate another portal. And exactly the same as we did before. However, the receptacle is going to be in the back, and the dislocator is going to be here. So off goes another portal. Now this one will then send all of this same mobs across to our other farm. But in order to deal with that, we just need to get rid of some of this stuff because we're going to be pushing everything into the middle rather than towards that mob masher at the back. So we can get rid of all of you. Stuff will fall down, it doesn't really much matter at this point. I just don't want to erase all of this stuff because the lights are above, stopping everything from spawning. So all I'm going to do is relocate these fans, and I'm going to put upgrades in the fans. I'm probably going to put them like in that block right there, and in that block right there. And then there'll be one right where I'm stood, and then another one at the mob masher at the back. and we'll then use them to push into the portal, and then we can still use these stuff on top to turn this thing on and off. But what we'll do instead is we will get another sort of redstone block. So if we get a redstone lamp, whoops, redstone, why is that taking me out of this mode? It shouldn't be. Redstone, there we go. Redstone lamp. We can just use that as a proxy to be able to turn stuff on and off. So if I put this down and we just get a receiver, okay, and is it that way? Yes, it is. So the redstone receiver, we can then get a transmitter, link the two. This is channel 3 now. And then I can put this anywhere I like, and this will turn on this redstone lamp. More importantly, I can then run redstone signal everywhere else. So this is more like a shutdown, however. You need an inverter otherwise. And yeah, so if the lever is on in this case, it's going to shut down the farm, if that makes sense. So it's a lights on lever, not a farm on. All right, so I got some more stuff. Well, I need more light perhaps to be able to do that. So let me just reorganize this this spawning chamber, and we'll come back shortly. Okay, so we have a second channel now. So this is basically on whenever we want to keep the farm off. So yep, we have this empty room. So if I just flip this off again, the light should turn off in our other dimension. And we should start getting mobs appearing here. It may take a little while because it's not a huge custard farm. It is just a passive one. And hopefully that does actually work. While that's actually going on, and we should hear it in the background if it does, or if I need to correct anything, we just want to make a spawner, not a spawner, a chunk loader. Okay, and I want to have one over here just to make sure that that is going to work. So we may have to go and make one into the other dimension as well. There we go, 2 chunk loaders. And one can go here. There you go. Default radius should be fine. It's just covering these 2 rooms. And let's just go back and figure out why that farm isn't already generating stuff. Let's head back. And head over here. Are the lights off? The lights are off. So that should be working, assuming there isn't any other light source. Did I leave some light source on the... Oh, I know why. The very bottom, yeah. While I was working, I created a painted glowstone here. We don't want that. There it goes. Stuff has just started appearing. Let's just make sure that is unlit. And everything should now be heading over to this dimension. So we could jump through that portal ourselves, but that goes into the kill room, and I'd rather keep that separate. So let's head back over there, and let's make sure that that actually is now working. So we should get some loot on the floor if that's the case. Yep. Well, that's the painted glowstone that went through the portal. You should now be spawning, I would have thought. Let me check. And it was a fairly simple thing. I just had the inputs on the top when the lights needed to be set to that the lights were only ever the output mode, and the central block where I was just getting the redstone signal from needs to be set to only input mode, and they don't interfere with each other then. It was just interfering. Let's just see. The system should be off now, although maybe some stuff still over there. Let me just go and check. It's back over to here. And I'll show you. I had to expand the room a little bit because these fans, they have a default length. And you can't reduce that length, which means if they're too close to each other, they fight each other when they're opposite each other. And that should be off now. Well, these should be off. But let me just actually change this block up. Let's just change it from glowstone to just anything else. Can we actually attach this? I think we can probably just attach this straight away. Yep. And I don't need to do anything there. Input is then set. And are you now okay if I just turn you off? I need the redstone, the transmitter over here to do some testing. Let me just go and grab that. Or in fact, we can just head over there and turn it off, and let's see whether the mobs stop. Or the start in this case. So they should have stopped now. So let's start them back up again and let's see if that actually works. Yes, so what was I saying? We now need to deal with, the mob fans have a certain length and they were too close to each other. So they were fighting and pushing the mobs onto the other ledge where the cursed earth is. So yeah, the alternative is you just create a separate cursed earth room entirely and you just push them all one way, just like we have in our room up there. In fact, we could even use that, just have like a portal in one corner or something. That would work perfectly well. In any case, I'll leave that alone for now, and I'll figure out any issues off camera. In fact, yep, there we go. It's actually working, and off they go. So let's just turn that back off again, and we're now ready. Pretty much, we have a nice replacement mob farm. We just need to deal with the items. Now, the faster version of that absorption hopper is like the item collector, I want to say. Yeah, there's two types. Advanced item collector needs a regular one, and regular one is relatively straightforward stuff. So let's just create some item collector. And and then I wonder if the advanced one is filtered. I wonder if it has a blacklist. If not, we may have to make some changes. So let's just get a item crate down here. We're not going to connect to this absorption hopper, it's too slow. So advanced item collectors tend to be faster, if I remember rightly. So let's just put them on the side, or put one on the side, at least. Yeah, one on either side, and let's just get rid of some stuff that came into my inventory. Thanks very much, Mob Farm, but I don't actually need you right now. There we go. And let's see, do you have a filter? You certainly have a radius, and you can create a filter that we can put in there. I'm just going to leave that, to be honest. We could have used the regular item collectors, I guess, because we can now filter with... they pick up everything really fast, including the stuff that I don't want them to pick up just yet, because I want to throw it into the void. You can all go away. You can go away. You and the slabs. I removed the portal to Landia because I just replaced it with the dislocator cable, dislocator pedestal, and that will work perfectly fine. So now we just need to basically filter stuff. So we're going to have to create a trash can. So I think I picked one up. That should be in the system if I did. Trash can, yeah. And usually with this kind of thing, you're going to probably want to create this as the higher priority. And we're going to want to create some item conduits. So let's just go down from here. So 1, 2, and then let's go 3, 4, and then let me put the trash can onto this. Okay, and usually with this kind of thing, if you require multiple filters, it's often helpful just to actually fill in all the slots on the trash can so that you can add filters to this, and the same thing on the bottom. And yeah, all of these can be set up independently. So in this case, this is our insert, and our priority is going to be pretty high. Okay, let's set that to 10, and there's no extract. So it will try there by default, and we need to then set up a filter upgrade. So let's look at the filters. We've got some basic item filters, but there's some more advanced versions. Advanced item filter will be the next one up. Limited item, big item filter, yes. Advanced big item filter, existing items, mod items, power items, soul filter. What I would like is some kind of fuzzy matching, but if that doesn't work, then let's start with probably an advanced item filter. I need a Z-Logic controller, and I don't have one, but I do have the machinery to make one, so let's just get those sorted out. We're going to need zombie heads. Thankfully, we have a nice easy supply of zombies over there, but we're not going to use those because we already have zombie heads in the draw controller for our original mob farm over here. I think I've grabbed them before, so I think they're there at the top. Let's just grab a stack of zombie heads, and let's go and make Z-Logic controllers. Because the advanced item filter is advanced filter. Is it advanced item filter? Yeah, I was right the first time. I think I remember it has a longer list, so we can actually just use that to add more items. So solarium, that will do. Some redstone is some silicon. Oh, that reminds me, I need to change this printed silicon system. It's continuing to add stuff into our system. Someone did actually correct me in the comments, and yes, there is a way to solve that. It's trying to insert into the system when it never really needs to, so I need to just change that on the other side of things. But before I do that, the slice and splice is what we're going to use here, and let's just make one zombie Z logic controller, Z logic, and it's just redstone. Okay, redstone. And can I just dump stuff into a hopper and accept stuff from the other side just so it can carry on making stuff? Possibly. Let's give it a go. We'll accept. And let's just dump stuff in here and see if it actually accepts. Looks like it will. And I actually need silicon as well. There we go. And it's just going to make more Z logic controllers for us. Let's get this started with an advanced item filter. There we go. And let's go and sort a few things out. First of all, let me just go and correct that printed silicon thing, because that's an easy thing to sort out. I just remembered what it was. I need to go upstairs for it. Upstairs again. I need to put more elevator blocks up here. Top floor. Okay. Printed silicon over here. On the output of this printed silicon, it was... Yeah, there it is. Sorry, the printed silicon's that one, I think. Yes, on the output, it's on purple channel, and purple channel will go into the bottom of each of these, but it will also then try here, and we don't want it to actually try purple. So we don't want any more in our system. We just want these to just go exclusively into the bottom of that, and whenever they're filled, yeah, they'll just stop, and that's fine, because the tops are the things that get triggered. The top input gets triggered by these, and these get triggered by this system, so we never really need any control on this. It will just make more as needed. The only downside with this is that potentially that it might not be able to keep up with each of these if we need a lot, but it should restore itself naturally, just a little bit slower. If you need it to be faster, then just put more advanced inscribers in for silicon. Relatively straightforward thing to do. Or you could do something along the lines of, as the commenter said, you could put the redstone conduit down on top of these, and then if any of them are on, then it starts basically triggering this thing to make stuff into our main system. So then it will actually input into our system. I'm fine with this at the moment, but we'll see what we need from there. Okay, so back over here we come, and there goes our advanced item filter. Yep, it has 10 slots rather than just 5, and it lets me set things to a whitelist, etc. So only things in the whitelist should go in here. For starters, why don't we just turn on the farm, and I need to turn off my magnet. This just consumes too much. And then we'll just see what we get out of here. We're also going to then want an even higher priority setup for our loot bag storage. So loot bag, put it right here. And this thing can actually go right here. Yeah, wrong place. Aww. Loot bag. There was nothing in it anyway. That's fine. Bag storage? Bag storage. It's because I was holding shift up, by the way. Don't hold shift while you're doing this. Well, you have to stand on something, but that's fine. There we go. That's the right place. And then we can just set this to basically insert. Priority 10. No extraction. And priority 11, in fact. Yeah. So it will try everything here it can do first. And then we can just turn on the farm. So we should end up with just drops in the other box, and then we can start deciding what we want to filter out. And then, of course, the loot bag itself, the loot bag opener, we'll need to set up as well. But for now, we're just going to acquire loot bags, and I don't really need the opener. I can always turn it back on if needed, but we'll see what comes into here. Oh, that's why. Yeah, it didn't fall away. Never mind. Stored value 534 is not really all that important. Yeah, we can just throw it away. It's only 534 common bags. It's not all that important. Okay, so there they go. They should start dying. Oh, I can't throw it away because I'm too close to the item collector. Oh, dear. Please go away. There we go. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, so what have we got in here? So, you know, if we wanted bones to be thrown away by default, then we put them in there. What I want to do, probably just leave this running for a while. It's going to bring me all the mob drops that come out of that system, and then I can actually decide what I want. Anything I want to trash, I can put in to this. Otherwise, we can just grab a regular ender chest and put it into our AE system. So ender chest. And we can grab you. And then I also want the ender tank that I grabbed. This is going to collect the mob essence. So we're just going to basically grab it from here. There we go. And put this further down. Doesn't have to be further down, but further down is fine. And I'm not going to turn it on yet, but we can just connect it from there. And then we just need fluid conduit. We just need regular, which is fine. And I really hope that's the what is it? That green? Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. And then we just want insert, yeah, and extract. Always active. Empty. Okay, it's all gone. And that will go into our duplicator system on the other side. Duplicator because it's more controllable, and we generally only need the duplicator to do certain things. Now, we will, I think, move everything, the duplicator over into here. I'll extend this upwards, and then we'll have selectable duplicators. We'll need to create a system to control them, but we'll then say, if we want, for example, when we get the wand of animation going with infinity blocks, if we want infinity blocks, we'll create a mob duplicator along this stack straight up here, and then have wireless RF basically saying, click on, and that duplicator will then just duplicate from our mob essence and start dropping stuff in here, which will get killed and go into our system. Nice, controllable, and clean. I quite like that. So we can actually decide what we want to do with that other draw controller now. We can get rid of it. There's a lot of stuff in there I can put into the AE2 system that is appropriate for it, and there's a lot of stuff that isn't. So anything that isn't, we can just throw away into the void, etc., and that will work out just fine. So we've now got a quite clean mob system. We can add to this one whenever we like, and this one will just work automatically, and you can set the filters up underneath it, maybe extend that downwards into a little bit of a room so I can just walk around in there and set stuff up. If you've got any comments on this, if you've got any ideas of how to extend that even further, do let me know in the comments below. This week, mostly, we're going to be also doing Satisfactory, so there's a few Satisfactory videos. And then next week, we'll get into probably a full playthrough of Satisfactory, as well as this, of course, and we'll see how that goes. So hopefully you'll join me for that game. It is quite good. I did enjoy the alpha weekend. It's now over, unfortunately, so I have to go and render all those episodes. But for now, I will leave you here with some Project Ozone 3. So, as always, if you've enjoyed the episode, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Press subscribe if you want to join the channel. And of course, you can click on the bell for notifications at the top right of YouTube. It has disabled the Twitter notification system that's automatic now, unfortunately. But yeah, see what you think. Anyway, as always, guys, I'll see you next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.